It is my pleasure to have on the program her first appearance as a guest here on WSKI TV, our co-owner here at WSKI TV. Also, Nadene is the driving force of FABA, the Flagstaff Area Business Association, and welcome to the program.
Oh, thank you, Greg. That's hilarious. And I'm going to say I'm not the driving force, but at the moment I am the president of Flagstaff Area Business Association. And this is really funny being a guest.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Well, let's talk about, first off, let's talk about who is Flagstaff Area Business Association, what are your goals, and how you doing on those goals. Let's talk about first about who is Flagstaff Area Business Association.
FABA was started about 18 years ago by primarily Stratton and Eustis area businesses who had concerns about working together to try and be more successful up on that end of Route 27. 18 years has come and gone. There's been a Sugarloaf Chamber that's come and gone. There hasn't been any other region-wide entity to represent our area. Mm-hmm. And the only way you can be in on a lot of Maine state tourism endeavors, or the Lakes and Mountains tourism endeavors, or even Franklin County tourism development, is by being a regional player. Mm-hmm. They won't take groups from towns. You have to be representing a region.
I see.
And the Sugarloaf region is what we've always been known, from Kingfield to the Canadian border, more or less. There's been a bit of attachment because people don't necessarily want to think they're part of the Sugarloaf impression if they have a business up in Eustis or even one in Kingfield. And there's also the need for us to know that, us to have potential visitors know that we're way more than just the mountain.
Just skiing, right.
The mountain is what makes most people come to this area, but it's way more than a mountain, and especially for the Four Seasons activities up here. We got the Appalachian Trail, we got the Northern Forest Canoe Trail, over 250 miles of snowmobile trails, over 200 miles of ATV trails,
right,
and so much fun. I mean, Flagstaff Lake is now the place to be, and
Sure.
20, 30 years ago, nobody did anything on that lake, and now you go there on a weekend in the summertime, and there's going to be 20 to 30 pontoon boats out there, so
Sure.
we're all about trying to make people come and spend more money and spend more time here so that all of us who live here can have year-round jobs,
Right.
and keep on living here happily.
And you have a lofty goal. A 20% increase is the goal for this year. So tell us how you're going to get there and what you're doing right now to get there.
That's a 2-year goal, and that was set specifically after we determined a marketing plan, because the biggest need we saw for local businesses was to market this region to get other people to come. And a new visitor may not necessarily be a skier. A new visitor may be somebody who's going to the coast of Maine and maybe wants to find something else to do inland. Mm-hmm. A new visitor is somebody who's gone to the mountains in Vermont and New Hampshire, but they haven't quite made it to the mountains in Maine. Those are the kind of people who we're after. Somebody who would have no reason to necessarily know about this place, right, if it wasn't for us advertising it. And part of what we've had to do is really work on a website. Mm-hmm. EustisMaine.com has been FABA's website for quite a while. And again, super job doing what they could with no money and no help from anybody to have a website to represent the member businesses of FABA. But in order for us to get the $22,000 we got from the county from TIF funds for this marketing plan, we had to have that regional focus. Right. And indeed, when you bring it back to EustisMaine.com, if I'm in New Jersey and I Google mountains of Maine, I'm not going to find EustisMaine.com. Right. And even if I do, my impression is not going to be that that's a mountain destination for me to visit. It's going to be that it's a town in Maine, right, and I'm probably not going to hit that URL.
Exactly.
So even though there's a little bit of local kickback on the fact that we've got Maine's high peaks in addition to EustisMaine.com. The reason we did that was because we are trying to get more people to come here, and the way to do that was by having a more obvious URL. And Maine's High Peaks kind of makes people think, oh, there might be mountains there.
Well, it's a broader brushstroke, and it certainly makes sense and gives people so many more reasons. There's many little pockets, mountain biking and kayaking and all these different organizations that promote these individual items, but together it's a much stronger force, certainly.
When you put it all together, this is a great destination.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do hiking and biking and kayaking, and then spend another day going around to the shops and galleries, because we've got a heap of those too, which are completely understated. Yeah. So it's a great destination all year round.
Right. So you have put together a plan, and you actually have some it's abstract until we actually see it. So I see you have brought some samples of some of the things that in marketing you're offering.
In addition to the website, which is a work in progress, and again, that's 2 websites,
And they're always
Maine.com and mainshighpeaks.com, and that's it. There's no such thing as a static website.
Right.
Static website is a dead website.
Exactly. Exactly.
We, with the help of these TIF funds, we're able to invest in Down East Magazine, and that is certainly something that we've never, ever been able to afford before, anybody in this region.
Right.
And again, this is a demographic that's good for us because we know anybody who's picking up this magazine already likes Maine, and they might be wanting to discover more, and that's where we want them to read about, mainshighpeaks.com, and then they go to the website and find out more. So we've done a commitment to 4 different important months in Down East. December,
That's huge.
May, which is the travel thing they do for the summer, July, which is when they do the biggest publication, because that's when all the coastal visitors are there, and then September for foliage next fall.
Right.
Then we got Stan's Magazine, Activities of Maine. That's a winter and summer one. And again, we've got a few pages in this one. And that's all information that we send in to them. We supply the pictures, we supply the copy, and if we weren't doing this, I don't know who else would be.
He does a good job with that. He's been a guest here on the program.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, the reason we're in that is because it says activities, and we figure anybody who's into activities might be picking this up.
A broad brushstroke, right.
That's what we're all about. This one, that is our page on the activities. Something else we're doing is itineraries. So giving people the suggestions of things to do. Spend a day at Sugarloaf, spend a day at Saddleback, spend a day snowmobiling, spend a day going around to see the art galleries, etc., etc. This one here is 5 weekends with 10 days of activities right there. And when we wrote that up, I mean, we could have done it 5 times over.
That really stands out, that one down there.
Which one's that?
Right down here they are.
Oh, of course, WSKI, good for you, smart guy. Yeah, that would be WSKI's right there too, but we want people to know that we are where they can go to for information on the local forecast.
Absolutely, tune
and
in the
trails
website.
And all that. And then we got the Whiteout, our local magazine, of course, and that includes not only Faba's Come to the High Peaks, but also the Polar Blast, because we got that coming up around the corner.
Oh, that's a lot of fun.
Check out the schedules everywhere, you guys. Chili Chowder Contest up in town on Saturday. Radar runs all day Saturday in Eustis. Tons of fun. That's the Polar Blast coming up. And then other things that were in this magazine, which has just come out. I don't have the new one yet, but this is the state magazine, Maine Invites You. Last year, Sugarloaf had not been in this magazine for a few years, but last year Sugarloaf bought this page on golf, and they had such an extraordinary response. They are actually going to invest in this again. This baby's not cheap, $6,000 a page.
Hey, so there was research that went into this in order to buy these ads. You didn't just pick out a bunch of magazines. That's obviously the case.
They do 300,000 of these, and these are the ones that most of them go out of state.
Yeah, very high-end mag.
As well as down the Kittery Visitor Center and whatnot.
Yep.
So that was important. We bought a page in there for $1,000, and again, that's the first time the region has been represented in something like that. And then we got bumper stickers with the website on them. Also, want everybody to know Northern Forest Canoe Trail. Not everybody's aware of that. That's a 740-mile canoe trail. You have to portage in a couple of places, but other than that, and in Stratton, that's the only place where the Northern Forest Canoe Trail bisects with the Appalachian Trail. So that makes something kind of unique to our area.
Yeah. And
you can also play golf in the same day. And then going back to, we still want to see the trail happen, the Arnold Trail, which will connect Coburn Gorse, Sentier Frontalier trails to the Appalachian Trail in Wyman. And when that happens, we will have an international loop, the likes of which there is none other in North America, because from Coburn Gorse you go across the border to New Hampshire, and from the New Hampshire border you go down to Crawford Notch on the Appalachian Trail in New Hampshire. And the only bit we have left is our short little 50-mile chunk up here, which we hope someday will happen sooner than later.
You're so motivated and so excited about this. This is great. We're with Nadene. We're talking about the Flagstaff Area Business Association, all the great events that happen here year-round here in the High Peaks region, and that's our live quad cam shot available on our website, wskitv.com, and that is also the portal to what's going on here, local weather, and also events, and our sponsors are on there. We have a new web designer. We have gone mobile, and Stephanie Interactive has built a wonderful website for us, hasn't she?
Still some fine-tuning on that too, but we're getting there.
Again,
We wish we could stream, but we can't. Outside television will not let us stream our programming. So if you're watching us streaming, hopefully you're watching us live, because other than that, we're not supposed to do it. But that's kind of a bummer. But as we get more videos loaded on, it's all local information that people watch us for anyhow. So that's what's the matter.
And we did it until the very end, until the phone call came and said unplug it. So we went as far as we could go.
Every once in a while, we try and slide under the radar up here where we live, and sometimes it works for us, and sometimes it doesn't.
Well, sometimes things happen differently here in Carrabassett Valley than other parts of the world, and that is a quote from one of the selectmen from a selectmen meeting.
And that's why we all live here.
Exactly.
Exactly.
The Polar Blast is coming up now. This event happens. It's like a family winter carnival, I guess, if you in a nutshell, right?
Lots of fun.
Yeah.
And the chili chowder thing on Saturday is like really good. But they start out with a cribbage tournament on Thursday night, and the big bonfire and the sledding out on Eustis. You guys went to that one year, didn't you?
We did. Yeah. I had a sled I made. I had a pink Cadillac, and I was dressed as Elvis.
And
I know you don't believe that, but that's actually a true story.
So have you not been back since because of that, or?
Well, no, nobody knew it was me until now.
But anybody can make a cardboard sled and show up for something like that. It's wicked fun because it's good for the kids and it's good for the not so young kids.
I mean, they had like boats. They really did a great job with it.
Yeah.
What you can do with duct tape is amazing.
And cardboard and no cost.
Right.
Just an imagination.
And toss it in the fire at the end.
And hopefully we'll have pretty good sliding conditions, because that's the one thing that has been pretty good lately is sliding.
Oh, yeah.
Even in places we don't normally want to see sliding. The sliding's been really good lately. But
parking lots, things like that.
No. So that's coming up the weekend after this.
Yes, right.
Which is always a great excuse for heading up north on Route 27.
January 30th through February 1st.
And
that is going to happen up in the Arnold Trail Snowmobile Club, the largest snowmobile club in the state of Maine.
Which is amazing, isn't it?
Right.
When you consider it's run out of a town the size of not very many hundred people.
Yeah.
So they do a great job.
There's no slackers.
No. And they're really hoping for more snow, because there's people out there on sleds, but obviously it's not the best conditions ever, and we need a little bit more snow. But if we get a little bit more and a little bit more, hopefully we'll have that up to speed soon.
A good firm base is good.
We've definitely got a good firm base. No worries about that.
Yeah, and we've got some cooler temperatures, some snow coming, so we're pretty good with that. And of course, year-round, there are great events that are happening here in the High Peaks region. And of course, we had Chris Parody on this morning, who won the contest naming the Maine High Peaks Byway.
Oh, that's right. I forgot he pulled that out,
won.
because he and Andy and one other person all had that Maine's High Peaks as the name, so we had to pull out of a hat out of the three people who chose the same name that was decided upon. Oh, so that's cool.
He was very proud.
Did that come up in the conversation?
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. And he won. And a marketing guy from Phillips Lighting in Lewiston, and a member of Carrabassett Valley Outdoor Association, another great year-round group. Yeah.
Right.
So we've had our fill, and we've also talked today with Steve Philbrick from Bald Mountain Camps, and he's the Chamber of Commerce president.
In Rangeley.
Yeah, we talked about a lot of events.
And they got their snowdeo next weekend.
They sure do, yeah.
So, I mean, this place, it's super fun to be
here all year round. And a fly-in, they got a fly-in too.
I know, and pond hockey, which is wicked fun.
So one thing he didn't talk about, we didn't have time, was he also harvests ice. Isn't that cool? I didn't think anyone...
What's he do with it?
I guess they sell it, yeah.
For pure lake ice.
Yeah.
Oh,
isn't that funny?
Geez, I should be doing that.
I
don't know. I'm going to find out where his market is, but I live on a lake too. I mean, it seems like a really good idea. Free ice. But everybody's got free ice this year. That's not that big a deal, I'm afraid.
Right. There's no shortage, is there? But,
no. Well, actually, there is with the warm temperatures. Hopefully, we'll get the ice rink back down at the outdoor center the next couple of days. It's going to take them a couple of days to get it there.
Right.
But I think we'll be good to go by about Tuesday night, based upon the forecast.
Yeah. As Kip says, it always has. It always has. Nadine, thanks for being on the program this morning.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
having
coming
me.
in. It's an
honor
to
fun
have
being with you, Greg.
Thanks.
We should
Thank
do
you
this
so
more
much.
often.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, and thank you for all your hard work with Flagstaff Area Business Association. I know they appreciate it. Chris mentioned that this morning, too, that you were a driving force. So,
well, I just hope businesses know that we are representing them. That's our only option around here to make sure that people know enough to come here is Fab are doing what we can. So like it or not, we're doing what we can when nobody else is doing anything. So that's
and your
why we
feelings
appreciate the
certainly
support.
trickle down here at WSKI, and we'd like to do the best job we can.
Amen. I love y'all. I gotta say that I got the best staff in the universe.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Andy behind the scenes, Greg, Kip on the air, and new guy Jeff. All of you are just fantastic. I'm a very lucky woman.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate it.